Good evening. Hello, I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. This is Cosmic Connections for the week. We're going to talk about the upcoming full moon, which takes place on Friday at 1:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's that one special time of the whole month when we are bathed in moonlight and we're able to see in the dark. It's an illumination period. So technically we're at what's called the gibbous cycle. It really kicks in tomorrow. A couple days before the full moon, we may be feeling a little bit more tense, intuitive, anxious, anticipating some answers, because answers we shall receive at the full cycle. And the full moon, of course, is going to be in Scorpio. That's the one Scorpio full moon of the entire year, friends. And it's kind of interesting because a certain Scorpio king is touring the United States right now, King Charles. He was born under a full moon, by the way. He's a Taurus moon with a Scorpio sun. And so he's in the spotlight, as it were. But in any case, hi, Kathy, Scorpio, Kathy and Ryan, Lisa King, hello. Hi, Gail, another Scorpio. I'm well. Thanks for asking, Lisa. And Joanne, nice to see you. Taurus time, your sign. Happy birthday to you, Joanne. So just remember that, friends. Once a year, we have a full moon in the same sign as our sun sign. And it's always 6 months before or after our birthdays. So the Scorpios are in the limelight after Friday afternoon. So the week ahead, which I'll be talking about, belongs to you. So you're in the limelight, Scorpio. And but in the meantime, I have a couple of things to cover. As promised, I'm going to talk about the ingress of Uranus in the sign of Gemini. That's a huge cycle, my friends. It occurred on Saturday evening. We'll bring that chart in just a moment. I'm just saying hi to folks. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Jojo. Why did they get rid of the eagle for the scorpion for Scorpio? That's a great question. So Scorpio, in my understanding, Ryan, has 3 different versions. If you're friendly with any Scorpios, sometimes people talk under their breath when they refer to Scorpio, because Scorpio can be a very diabolical, nasty sign. And that's often thought of as the scorpion version of Scorpio, the snaky, swampy creature that gets vengeance and is secretive. But, Scorpio, my understanding, has 3 versions, right? So that's, the hoodlums and the diabolical mysteries, that lower level of Scorpio. The higher level of Scorpio is referred to as eagle eyes, that which sees from a distance. And then the third version of Scorpio is the phoenix, that you really can't keep a good Scorpio down too long. Yeah. As Nietzsche said, that which does not kill me serves only to strengthen me. That was written about a Scorpio. So there's 3 versions. The phoenix, which rises from the ashes and overcomes all the difficulties, and all the Scorpios out there know what I'm talking about. And then the swampy creature, which we don't want to stay in, the low level. And then the mid-range, mid-note range of Scorpio is the eagle, which can see all things. A lot of Scorpios are attracted to psychic mediumistic work. Me too. Well, in any case, happy Scorpio full moon. And again, King Charles is a Scorpio sun with a Taurus moon. But let's go back a bit to that magic moment of 8:50 p.m. on Saturday night. I know what you guys were doing. Well, maybe you weren't. Hi, yes. You have so much fire energy. I love it, Gail. Hi, Elaine. And both Scorpio and Aries, by the way, Gail P, are ruled by Mars. So again, the rise again sign. Elaine, hello, happy birthday, 25th this month. You're a Taurus. Wow, the loyal one, the sensitive one, the grounded one. Hi, Cynthia. Great to see you. Hi, Donna Lynn. I'm so glad you're here. Glad to be here. Hi, Nancy Rosman. Hi, Candy Clark. Great to see you. Oh, me too, Candy. I love seeing you. And feel free to even contact me throughout the week. It takes me a while to get back to you, like a text or something, because I love hearing from people and how your week is going. All right, let's bring some slides in here, friends. I called the full cycle. We're still under the auspices of the Aries time of the new moon. So here is what was happening past tense on the 25th of April at 8:50 p.m. Eastern time. I called the glass bottom boat. All right. It was the ingress of Uranus into the sign of Gemini. What's Uranus? Uranus is the crazy genius planet. It represents, among other things, unexpected situations. And we often, astrologers will refer to Uranus as expect the unexpected. So we can't really predict what's going to happen with Uranus, because even the planet itself orbits around the sun on a 23 degree axis, on a 68 degree axis. So it's like orbiting around on its side, and it's going backwards compared to the other planets. Isn't that interesting? So the planet itself, astronomically, is weird, but it's that element in our lives which we can't always predict, but it's the breakthrough energy, the enlightenment energy, the energy of awakening, as it were. It's surprise. So the Sabian symbol for 0 degrees of Gemini is a glass bottom boat. And just think about that for a moment. Maybe some of you had the opportunity sometime in your life of going. I know they have them in Florida. They have them in a lot of island areas. You go in a glass bottom boat, you can see beneath the surface of the water's limit, but you have a distortion as well, because when you see through water, it's going to impede the realistic view in terms of dimensions. So water also is a good symbolism for the unconscious or beneath the surface. And water is often emotions. So the glass bottom boat, Sabian symbol of 0 degrees of Uranus, is saying, as it's going through 0 degrees, see things through a different perspective, a new perspective. And you might not believe what you see. So that's a mention of this magical planet going at Gemini. Expect the unexpected. Well, of course, that same phrase came out of the president's mouth at the press conference after the shooting incident at the Hilton, Washington. You all know about that. And I was gasping because I was thinking, oh my gosh, really? This event happened at 8:36, barely a few minutes prior to the ingress of Uranus. Friends, whenever you see a major planet changing signs, it's kind of a cool thing to keep a mental note of whatever news story happens within 48 hours of that ingress. And this actually happened almost the identical moment. And thank God no one was seriously injured, but it's a lot of repercussions from it. I won't go into all the repercussions. Everyone has their ideas about this. But if I had a lot more time, I would go into my ideas looking at everyone's charts. But suffice to say this, where you find in your chart Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces, expect the unexpected in the next 7 years. And not necessarily negative. I mean, okay, our president is a Gemini. All right, it was a terribly unexpected moment, but he's okay. And so people ask that of me all the time. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Well, I'll give an example in a minute. if you have a near miss of something, that's a really good thing, right? It's a really good thing. But Uranus brings about change. We have 3 change agents. We have Uranus, we've got Neptune, we've got Pluto. And, over the course of the next year, myself and many other fabulous astrologers will be talking about all the major changes in 2026. I'm doing a little plug right now for the Astrology Week at Lilydale. And I will be doing lots of classes in Lilydale this week, so please check them out. The point is, this is a incredible year of change because of these outer planets dancing with each other. So this is the first movement of that dance. And whoops, what did I do? Go back. Did I mess up? Oh, I messed up. No, I didn't. I'm gonna go back. Boom, boom, boom. Slide 1. I'm still with Uranus. I'll wait for the punchline when I get to the full moon. All right, so suffice to say, Uranus is in a sign for 7 years. It's going to be in Gemini for 7 years, affecting the mutable signs. Gemini, Sag, Virgo, and Pisces. It's really going to feel that somewhere in your charts, friends, if you have strong planets in those mutable signs. But one of the messages of Uranus and Gemini is, for the next 7 years, expect our brains, our consciousness to change. Expect our everyday reality, our habit patterns, our tools to change, because Uranus is also the high octave of wisdom with regards to technology and science. So science and technology is going to be integrating differently into our everyday life. Expect that. And it only happens once every 84 years. The last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1942 through 49. Those are the World War II years. And the United States of America has a Uranus that comes around every 84 years and affects that aspect of the United States. And guess what? It's affecting it now for the next 7 years. It's exact on the US chart in April of next year. Does that mean we will be in another war? Well, we are in a war right now, but is it going to be another world war? You can't say that with a surety. You can't, because there were other aspects that were going on back in 1942 through 49. But it is something of note. So the glass bottom boat, this occurred within moments of the shooting at the Correspondence Gala. And by the way, the word ballroom is on everyone's lips. And guess what the full moon's degree is? The Sabian symbol is the ballroom degree. And let's talk about the symbol, and that peaks on Friday afternoon. Of course, there's some controversy about the administration building a new safe-guarded ballroom, but that's been in process for a while. My understanding is the Washington Hilton has the largest venue for such an event, such as the Correspondence Dinner Gala. It is in the entire city. So obviously there were some security issues, but the ballroom degree is one of 360 Sabian symbols in our wheel, in our esoteric toolbox. So how ironic is that this full moon is shining in the ballroom degree? And the ballroom degree symbolizes, of course, a display of power, political and otherwise. So that's the meaning of that. So let's apply this degree to your own life as you discover where you find 12 degrees of Scorpio in your chart, because that is the area that you're investigating or displaying your own personal power. And you're going to be illuminated. Again, all Scorpios will be. But if you happen to be born with 12 degrees of Scorpio, 11 degrees of Scorpio, it's even stronger. So let's talk about this full moon. We have a grand trine with some of the asteroids. We have the moon trining Jupiter, and that triggers a sense of abundance, exaggeration of our beliefs, our feelings, and it's also trining Vesta, and Vesta is the asteroid of spiritual practice. It's almost as if our faith needs to be practiced. Whatever that faith might be, the full moon is triggering that need for faith, for practicing that faith, and whether it be through prayer or meditation or anything that resonates with your soul. And I will say this as well. This full moon takes place on Beltane. Beltane is one of those sacred days of the entire solar year. It's the halfway point, friends, between spring and summer. It's referred to as a cross-quarter day. Just like there's May 1st, there's November 1st, February 2nd or 1st, August 1st or 2nd. These are traditionally considered throughout folklorish religion and just in general is the days when the veil between the worlds is loosened. And so it's a spiritual day in and of itself because it's in the middle of the season. We're at the peak of mid-spring, mid-Taurus on May 1st. So there's a special quality about May 1st in any case. And we happen to have a full moon on that day. And we happen to have a grand trine igniting spiritual practices. So do something special for yourself on May 1st. And I certainly know a lot of Buffalo Sabres fans might be doing a little spiritual hoping and praying and lighting candles for the game. Who knows? But it's not taking place at 1:23 in the afternoon. But nevertheless, it's a powerful day. Mercury is also conjunct Chiron with this full moon. Mercury is our mind, our cognition. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's begging this question: what thoughts do you want to expel out of your brain, your mind? What ruminating thoughts that are causing you difficulty, causing you anguish? Here it is. There's Mercury, there's Chiron, and they're both in the sign of Aries, and they're both saying, I might have some retaliatory thoughts, some anger thoughts, some impatient thoughts. How can I remove those? Well, the full moon will help you. Well, might symbolize some action to take to soften and quiet your mind more. Great time for, again, spiritual practices, prayer, meditation. We also have Uranus on Sedna, the outer planet called Sedna, which represents, among other things, feisty, fearless, I will not comply type of energy the next month or so. So that's causing some feistiness within ourselves. So look at that. Uranus and Sedna are together. But overall, focus on your own quietness, your healing of the mind, and embracing the beauty of the season on May 1st. Okay. Anger thoughts of some ants are getting in my place, the little jerks. Oh, I understand, Ryan. Yes, I totally understand about the ant invasion. This is that time of year. Always welcome, Jerry, whatever time. And Kathy, this is an important full moon for you. Oh my goodness, Kathy D. This full moon is right on your sun sign. That would affect that. Is there anything astrologically that would affect secret service agents? Because I can't help but shake my head and say, how did that guy sneak past SS agents? I went to get a hamburger this week for lunch. On the way back, I almost got my right. All right, Ryan. The great question, and my answer would be the full moons in Scorpio. Scorpio rules secrets. Anything espionage or literally the name Secret Service is a Scorpion thing. We might get more information about what happened on Saturday under the light of the full moon. Of course, they're investigating, right? Of course, they're investigating, but we might get some answers over the course of the next week, starting on Friday afternoon. So watch the news cycle Friday afternoon. So yes, great combination. Valerie, great to see you. Big hug. You're a Gemini sun, Leo moon, Pisces rising. Sherry, no worries. Depending on where your Gemini sun is, you may already be feeling this Uranus and Gemini coming through, right? And Rhonda, I know we might not be up for much more drastic change. Understood. Okay. And Trump is a Gemini, absolutely. I know I was writing this thing on Facebook about Uranus and Gemini. As I'm writing it, I posted it, and someone said the president, or we just there's a shooting at this dinner. That wasn't the president that got shot, but I thought, oh my gosh, can you can't make this up. This is astrology in action. But again, gratitude that no one was seriously hurt. Diane, hello. Hi, Eileen and Lisa and Peggy. Good evening. Mary Russo. Joni girl, how are you? Pluto Scorpio. This is going to affect all the folks born with Pluto and Scorpio. Absolutely, Nancy. All right. And all these birthdays. Scorpio rising. Oh gosh. Hi, Janet. Healing your way, honey. Hopefully the full moon is going to help you do some healing with your Scorpio rising. All right. So keep that in mind. If you're a rising moon or sun in Scorpio, this is especially pertinent week ahead where you get enlightenment, maybe some relief from some difficulties. I know a lot of Scorpio rising people or Scorpio. I just do because I like attracts like, right? Right, Janet? So I would say this to you, my dear. Fingers crossed, prayers going forth your way that you're going to get some relief from that. Michelle, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Jerry, Scorpio rising. Like I said, Maria, hello, darling. Great to see you. Yes. Oh, I know. I've gotten unnecessarily nasty. I wasn't even to a nasty relative myself. Okay. All right, friends. Okay. Good question here. All right. Is Scorpio no longer ruled by Scorpios? Mars the co-ruler. You meant Pluto. Great question, Nancy. We modern astrologers, and it's called modern astrology, is defined as the time when there's, of course, medieval astrology. They couldn't see Pluto, right? Pluto, Uranus, Neptune were all discovered with telescopes. So the modern ruler of Scorpio is Pluto, but it's co-ruled with Mars. That's the usual explanation of that, Nancy, right? So we have Scorpio is this very complex energy. It's both Plutonian, which is secretive, and action, which is Mars. All right. And Maria is talking about her Sagittarius energy. And then I said this a little earlier, Maria, for anyone else who's a mutable sign, Sag, Pluto, or Sag, Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini are going to and have entered a time of some unpredictable change energy that just began last Saturday. Let's do some nuggets for you. So the full moon is going to illuminate for the Aries folks or Aries rising areas regarding their finances, areas regarding their personal power, their spiritual power. You may be becoming much more intuitive in the next 2 weeks, Aries, with this full moon energy on Friday. For Tauruses or Taurus rising, embrace your partners. Embrace a new way of being a partner to your loved ones. You'll be getting feedback from your partner in terms of how you can better serve and be a harmonious relationship with that person. Gemini or Gemini rising is all about your work and your health and ways to maximize both. For Cancer or Cancer rising, this full moon is shaking up your muse within you, the fun, funny part of yourself that wants to play and be cheerful and delightful. So your joy centers are being triggered by this full moon, Cancer. For Leo or Leo rising, the energy is putting the focus on your home, your family, your sense of well-being, your structure, and helping you to make improvements in those areas. For Virgo or Virgo rising, this energy is saying to you, please watch how you're spending your time. Invest in doing things that give you pleasure, that gives you productivity, and that enhances your life. And you might be changing up your time schedule for the Virgos. For Libra, it's all about your income and your self-esteem. So watch how the full moon is triggering for you, Libra, ways to bring in more abundance into your life, new ideas of turning maybe a hobby into a money-making stream. Scorpio, all eyes are on Scorpio parts of our charts. So if you're a Scorpio rising or Scorpio sun or a Scorpio moon, an important week ahead. Listen, feel, observe what what God's universe is communicating to you over the course of the next week, starting on Friday. For Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, sometimes, you active Saggies just need to go and retreat somewhere and meditate and get away from the maddening crowd. That's the energy this week. It's temporary, Sag. No worries. It's not you. You're not essentially an introvert so much, so many words, but this next upcoming week with the full moon, you may want to take a step backwards and just reflect. You might be more tired physically too. With Capricorn or Capricorn rising, this energy is inviting you to be more social, to be with friends, to get out there and join some groups and have fun with socializing. With Aquarius or Aquarius rising, this energy is asking you to step into your personal power and to do some leadership in your career or in your community. And Pisces or Pisces rising, your attention is going to be turning towards travel. You want to zip up some travel plans in the next week. You'll want to expand yourself and do something fun that may also include marketing or teaching, but especially travel. All right, friends. Hi, Jules. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Hi, Donna. Nice to see you here. And Kylie, hello. And Barbara from Berkeley. Hello, darling. Thanks for being here. All right, friends, let's do some spiritual stuff. Not this astrology isn't spiritual, but I'm going to do some meet and greet through spirit. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love, light, and healing for the highest and for the best as we come, as we align with the Holy Spirit. And let's see where my thumb changes. And I'm with Peggy. Peggy. Okay. Hi, Peggy. I'm with you, my friend. I'd like to give you a reading if you'd like one. I'm sure you would. Okay. Peggy. Peggy, as I'm tuning in to you tonight, just say yay or nay, darling. I'm sure you will say yes, but I have to get the permission. Peggy, so I want to make sure you're hearing this. Peggy. Where's Peggy? Okay, Peggy. So hello, Peggy. I picked, my thumb came to you. I'd like to give you a reading, and I'm going to do that for you, if that's okay. So I'm tuning into your energy tonight. The first thing I'm picking up is, this is two females on the other side of life. I believe this is a mother and an aunt, or a mother and a cousin, and they're coming in and they're talking about you as a child and getting together with the family and some of the good times and how innocent, and maybe this is a thought you've been having recently, how simpler life seemed to be. We're talking about, I don't know, the 80s or the late 70s, that time period, like getting together for family barbecues and birthdays and that type of thing. And I'm almost seeing like a garage or an indoor venue where people would meet and greet and have their refreshments and food. And the message for you at this point in your life, with this beautiful female energy coming in, because they both love you very much and they're very, very grateful to have had these memories that you crafted with them and the family did. They're saying to you that don't hesitate to build your own traditions, that life has gotten away from you recently, but it's a really good idea to plan some little gatherings with someone else so all the work isn't falling on Peggy's shoulders. That's the first thing I'm picking up for you. The second thing is late August, early September. I'm getting really excited for you. I don't know if you're planning a trip at that time or you're doing something very special for yourself. Um, it's been a little bit of touch and go, unpredictability in the past 7 months for you because someone's not quite as healthy as you would like them to be. And so you've been concerned by that time frame in late summer, early fall, things will loosen up, which will give you more freedom for this little gathering and moving and celebrating that summertime. And the third thing I want to say to you is that you are an animal whisperer, Peggy. The animals around you in your life just love you and you love them. And sometimes you feel more comfortable just with your furry friends. I'll leave that with many blessings for you. Please let me know if that makes sense to you. Okay, Peggy, many blessings. Thank you for being here. You're here a lot. I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to do one more message tonight. And I'm with Sherry Riba. Hi, Sherry. Hello, Sherry. I'm with you. And just say yes or no. Make sure you're still in the room, Sherry. 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 Okay. A little bit of a delay here. Hi, Christina P. Thanks for being here. And okay. Hi, Sherry. Okay. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. How do I do that? Hide. All right, Sherry, as I'm tuning into you tonight, I want to say that, okay, there's a lot of extra goal setting that's been delayed in your life. And I want to go back. For a number of years. I don't know if I don't know if you describe yourself as being creative, but I'm getting this from spirit that you are. You're very creative with color and lighting and home decor and moving things around and making everyone feel comfortable within your home or family. And you like to change things around for the seasons is what I'm picking up. And so we're now in spring and it's been a little lag and you getting things rearranged for the holidays, maybe for Easter. And now we're getting towards Memorial Day in just a month. But I want to say that there's a big opportunity for you to practice your creativity and your artistic talents more readily this summer. I don't know if you're taking a formal class or you're practicing flower arranging or artistic renderings with watercolors. I'm not sure exactly what I'm picking up with you, but it's like when you're in the pursuit of doing these creative activities, you feel better. You're in the flow. It's like a spiritual endeavor when you're creative. So that's number one I want to say for you. Oh, you are creative. Thank you, Sherry. Because you can do a lot of things that you aren't even aware of, is what I'm saying. Okay. And as I'm tuning in for you, I want to say that I'm using a little astrology too. I'm seeing the big planet Jupiter is going to be in Leo on the first, actually the June 30th, the 1st of July, for a full year. And this is going to be a really good year for you. It's going to be one of those special years of being authentic and trying new things and doing some more traveling, and not just a long trip, because I think there's a long trip in the back of your mind, but the state of the world is a little iffy. So you've been, wondering about that, but doing little mini vacations where you live, like going here or there, being like a professional tourist in your own area, your own hometown, so to speak. Is your mother in spirit? I shouldn't even ask that. I should know that, but I feel like there might be a mother-in-law or a mother in spirit. That's why maybe I'm asking it that way for you. And what I want to say to you is that your energy with this reflective maternal guide on the other side is really fabulous, because you often are talking to her. And that's why it was a question mark: is this your mother, your mother-in-law? But there's a very close bond with this woman, and you're helping her as she evolves and grows on the other side of life. And there might be an anniversary that's coming up as well as we get into the next month. So she's going to be especially near and dear to your heart. That's number 2. Number 3, it's almost as if I want you to do some more stretching with your legs or your knees, or go to a PT person or a massage therapist or something like this, because you're a very active person, but you've been feeling a little achy breaky on the side of the thighs and the knee area. But you're going to be working on that, because this summer you're going to be more active than you have been for a while. And I'll leave that with many blessings to you, Sherry. Okay. Michigan is pretty. Okay. All right. That's why I was questioning your mom, your mom's mom, your grandma, perhaps. But she was the person who also is creative like you, and she wants you to keep on doing what you're doing. You have some of her stuff, you have some old jewelry and some pictures, like even like doing shadow boxes. It doesn't have to be like sitting down doing a watercolor, but rearranging pictures in a creative way. I hope that makes sense. You're very welcome, Sherry. All right, friends, thank you for being here, and be open to the energies and the messages for this beautiful full moon. And it's not just one and done. The full moon cycle continues this weekend. So spend some time in nature, and perhaps pick up some extra pointers on the word of spiritual practice, basically, with that grand trine. Thank you, and big hugs. Have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Blessings and love.